Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to the Sweetwater Minute. This time out, a full-featured handheld recorder from TASCAM. Let's get started. Today we're checking out the DR-100mkIII, the latest generation of the DR-100 handheld recorder from TASCAM. Now, this is an amazingly full-featured recorder. It's portable, has two different types of batteries available, has two different types of onboard microphones, and it can accept external signals as well. The DR-100 supports sample rates up to 192 kHz. It'll record at either 16 or 24-bit, or it'll record straight to MP3. In fact, you can record WAV files and MP3 files simultaneously. You can also simultaneously record a backup file at 12 dB lower in level, so there's no chance of distortion or overload. As I mentioned, the DR-100 has two pairs of onboard microphones. We have a set of cardioid or unidirectional microphones here at the top. And mounted on the face of the unit are two omnidirectional microphones. We also have a monophonic confidence speaker built in. We can record in stereo, we can record left, we can record right, or we can record summed mono. In addition to the onboard microphones, we also have two XLR 1/4-inch inputs on the bottom. Those will accept line level signals or microphone level signals. Between the mic and line inputs is where we switch phantom power on and off, and we have either 24-volt or 48-volt phantom power available. We adjust the input levels using this dial here on the front panel. We have a headphone jack with its own volume level here on the side. We also have a stereo line output, and on the top we have a line input as well as a digital input. The DR-100mkIII records to common SD cards, and you can also connect it to a computer by USB, which allows you to transfer files back and forth. Operating the DR-100mkIII couldn't be simpler. The controls you need for playback and recording are right here on the front panel. Our transport controls are here on the bottom: record, playback, stop, fast forward, and rewind. To access the deeper functions on the DR-100mkIII, to set up our inputs and outputs, select our sample rate, those types of things, we go into the menu. Push menu here. We have several different selections. You can browse through the file types here at the top. We can make our recording settings here, which is where we set up our sample rate, our format, and so on. Hitting the rewind button takes us back. We set up our I/O here. Again, the rewind button takes us back. We can also set up how markers operate. As you're recording, you can drop markers into your file on the fly. The next menu setting allows us to set up our power and display settings. We'll scroll down to that and select it. Here's where we can choose, for example, whether we're using the lithium-ion battery that's built into the DR-100mkIII, or if we want to install a pair of AA batteries and use those instead. We can also set up the brightness of the screen and some power save functions, for example, how long it takes before the screen dims to save power. Exit back out by hitting the rewind button. And finally, we have our system settings here at the bottom. This is where we format the SD card before we start recording. We can access USB storage and other functions in this menu. To return to our main recording page, we simply hit the home button. Under the function button are settings that affect the files. For example, we can set up loop playback, we can divide a file, we can delete a file, and so on. As you're recording, the home page shows you everything you need to know about what's going on. It tells you which microphones you're using, what formats you're recording, gives you readouts of the levels, and so on. So you have all that information available at a glance right here on the front panel. The DR-100mkIII also has several convenient functions. For example, there's a built-in limiter, there's a microphone pad. You can pre-record, so it'll actually start recording 2 seconds before you hit the record button so you don't miss the attack of a sound. So lots of nice features built into the DR-100mkIII. TASCAM has really thought through how you use a unit like this and implemented all those features inside this small recorder. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the brand new DR-100mkIII. TASCAM has really thought this unit through. It has all the functions you need for on-site recording, built-in microphones, access to external microphones, line level signals, whatever you need to do, the DR-100mkIII does it and does it well. Thanks for joining me for the Sweetwater Minute. I'm Mitch Gallagher.